Reality, as most people understood it, was already a fragile construct. But in the hidden corners of the internet, between abandoned forums, glitchy TikTok edits, and forgotten meme repositories, a secret society of chaos architects called the Brain Rot Collective was at work. Their mission was simple: create absurdities so infectious, so bizarre, that they would escape into the world and never stop. What follows is the timeline of their greatest creations, the brain rots that turned the mundane world into a playground of chaos. It began with Tung Sahur, a tiny wooden log with stubby limbs and painted eyes that had no business existing. It emerged from the absurdity engine by accident when an engineer dropped a piece of wood onto a drum pad. The result was a chant: Tung, 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 Sahur, a rhythm that burrowed into human minds, unrelenting, irresistible. At first, it was confined to the lab, making engineers hum it in meetings and write it into grocery lists. But once it leaked onto social media, it spread like wildfire. People unknowingly became carriers. Kids hummed it before Sahur, dreamers replayed it in dreams, and TikTok remixes multiplied, each iteration more absurd than the last. Reality itself responded. The sky flickered with neon colors, pancakes occasionally appeared in alleyways, and cats with monocles observed humans with quiet judgment. Emboldened by this success, the collective sought their next creation. They called it Flip-Flop Fiasco, a sandal that teleported anyone wearing it to a random location whenever they thought about a pineapple. The first wearer vanished from the lab and appeared in a farmer's market 5 miles away, juggling imaginary pineapples while humming Tung 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 Sahur under their breath. Flip-Flop Fiasco became a hit among online prank channels, each clip reinforcing the brain rot contagion. Humans were adapting to absurdity like it was instinctual. The third creation, Spaghetti Spectre, was ghostly noodles that whispered stock tips, conspiracy theories, and nonsense in equal measure. Those unlucky enough to encounter it found themselves predicting lottery numbers while simultaneously debating the proper angle to moonwalk. People claimed they saw it floating through kitchens at night, and inevitably, videos of Spaghetti Spectre went viral. Its catchphrase, boil, float, invest, repeat, became a meme unto itself, merging finance blogs with dream logic. Next came Monocle Monkey, a small monkey whose expressions could persuade anyone to participate in ridiculous contests, juggling invisible objects, balancing teacups on their heads while reciting algebra, or trading imaginary pets for imaginary points. Monocle. Monkey's influence was subtle but devastating. Entire communities began obsessing over its competitions, creating fan art, TikTok dances, and even spreadsheets to track the outcomes of monkey-inspired games. The collective experimented further with Bred zeppelin, a loaf of bread capable of floating and carrying humans short distances if they believed it would work. It became popular in early morning commutes, where unsuspecting office workers would hop on and glide over traffic. Social media picked up the absurdity, remixing footage with epic orchestral music. Like all brain rots, Bred zeppelin thrived on participation. The more humans engaged, the more absurd the world became. Soon after, they produced Rubber Chicken Oracle, a talking rubber chicken that predicted events based on entirely random logic. Anyone who encountered it would shout the predictions to neighbors, inadvertently spreading mini brain rots. Markets, classrooms, and libraries became hubs of minor chaos as people incorporated the oracle's nonsensical guidance into daily life. Then came the infinite chair, a creation that multiplied itself endlessly when anyone sat on it. First discovered in a small cafe, it produced thousands of chairs that forced patrons to hop from chair to chair to avoid sitting on the next, creating a spontaneous game of musical chairs that lasted days. Footage spread online, and soon entire cities were unknowingly participating in this game, giggling while chaos rippled through reality. By this time, the collective realized the true secret of brain rots. Absurdity, repetition, and adaptability were their core powers. Each brain rot fed on engagement, but the strongest ones could also interact, overlap, and mutate. Tung Sahur met Flip-Flop Fiasco in a viral mashup. The wooden log bounced across streets as people teleported, chanting the rhythm. Spaghetti Spectre floated above, whispering nonsensical financial advice, while Monocle Monkey forced passers-by into competitions to balance pancakes delivered by Bred Zeppelin. Cities became living, breathing memes. Reality was now just a canvas for absurdity. The collective, observing from their hidden lab, noted something extraordinary. Brain rots could evolve independently. As humans interacted with them, the night was unusually quiet in the small town of Purbalinga, except for a soft thumping that seemed to float from the distance. Arif, a high school student with a penchant for late-night snacks, woke with a start. He rubbed his eyes and listened. There it was again. Tung. 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 Sahur. At first, he thought it was the neighbor's old drum set, left to decay in a dusty garage. But the rhythm had a life of its own, impossibly precise, yet completely absurd. Arif slipped on his slippers and crept outside, only to see the source. There, rolling down the street, was a tiny wooden log, bouncing perfectly in time with the drum beat that emanated not from any drum, but from the log itself. Its painted eyes were round, empty, yet somehow watching everything. Behind it, a trail of miniature figures followed. Smaller logs, each chanting and bouncing, like a miniature army of absurdity. Hello? Arif whispered. The logs ignored him. Instead, they began rolling faster, forming intricate patterns on the pavement. Some hopped over parked motorbikes, others weaved around streetlights. The rhythm was hypnotic, infectious. Arif felt his own feet tapping involuntarily. His thoughts slowed, looping endlessly with the chant, Tung, 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 Sahur. By the time he reached the town square, more townspeople had gathered, drawn by the bizarre spectacle. Nobody spoke. Nobody questioned. Everyone was moving to the rhythm, some on tiptoe, some spinning like tops, others simply swaying. Even the stray cats of Purbalinga joined, circling in synchronized arcs as if rehearsed for a grand performance. Then, something stranger happened. The wooden log at the front stopped, tapped the ground thrice, and the streetlights flickered in response. From each lamppost emerged floating pancakes, perfectly stacked, each one humming a slightly different harmony to the drum beat. The townspeople instinctively began catching them, balancing them on heads, shoulders, and hands. Each successful catch added another layer to the rhythm, reinforcing the infectious chant. Is this real? Arif asked no one in particular. A shadow moved behind the logs. It was taller, darker, almost like the log had a parent. The tall log raised its stubby arm and tapped the invisible drum in the air. The sound multiplied, echoing off the walls of the town like a living heartbeat. Arif realized with a mix of awe and fear that this wasn't just a game. It was a ritual, and the log was leading it. Hours passed, or maybe minutes. Time was meaningless under the influence of the rhythm. By dawn, the townspeople were exhausted, sprawled across rooftops, streets, and benches, yet still humming the chant in their sleep. The wooden logs had vanished, leaving only small grooves in the pavement where they had rolled. The street smelled faintly of syrup and fried eggs, though no food had been delivered. Aref returned home, dazed, trying to convince himself it had been a dream. But in the corner of his room, a tiny wooden log sat upright on his desk, quietly tapping out a single beat. Tung, 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 Sahur. He smiled nervously. Somehow, he knew this was far from over. The rhythm had found him, and once the rhythm found you, it never really leaves. From that day on, every Sahur in Purbalinga carried a faint, irresistible pulse. People who had never heard of Tung 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 Sahur began humming the rhythm unconsciously. Social media exploded with videos of bouncing logs, spinning pancakes, and synchronized townsfolk. And somewhere, just beyond sight, the tallest log tapped the air, whispering through the streets, "The rhythm continues. The rhythm never ends. Tung, 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 Sahur." And every time someone hummed along, the world became just a little stranger, a little more absurd, and infinitely more alive.